Now people want to go online and go, let me tell you what the fuck is that. It's just the way it is. I don't mean to be, like in real life, I don't hang out with people anymore because everybody's too sensitive. I only hang out with two groups of people in real life: illegal immigrants and rednecks. That's it. Because they're the only people that I've never offended. Seriously, every other group, I have them for a little bit and then I went too far. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Asians, they're like, oh, that's so funny. And then when I do a Monterey Park, oh, too far. Like, you know, the black people are like, hell yeah, mother, do that shit. But then I go too far, oh, hell no, mother. Because everybody's the same shit, except for mojados and rednecks. They take it. And you know why? Because they accept the truth. They don't fight it. Everybody else tries to fight it. You know what I mean? If I did a joke about black people can't swim, some black people will be like, I can't swim. And then other black people will be like, that's fucked up. Can you swim? Nah, but that's fucked up. Like, everybody gets swim. Except for, like, when you accept the truth, you can be happy. That's why rednecks are happy. Shit, listen, they wrote a book called You Might Be a Redneck If. You know who bought it? Rednecks. They read the shit, it makes fun of them, and then they go, haha, that's funny. They don't give a shit. They don't care. I have never offended a redneck. Never. And look at me. I've tried. I swear to God. And I want to offend rednecks, not because I don't like rednecks. It's because I feel like I don't have the power to hurt their feelings, and it bothers me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just authentic. Like the first time I met a redneck, I'll never forget it. It was 1990, Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, it was odd. No, don't go, ooh, that was awesome. It was the best. Because they were real. They didn't fight it. Rednecks are so fucking authentic to the truth. They reenact a war they fucking lost. And in the reenactment, they still fucking lose. Yeah, I was under the impression that Civil War reenactments were the South going, not this time, you Yankee motherfucker. That's what I thought. But then, my buddy, right, he goes, you ever seen one? I was like, no, come on down. So I went to go see a reenactment, and it was fucking weird. It was in Arlington, Virginia. I'm watching it, and in the middle of shit, my friend just goes, well, this is where they fucked us up, so lie down like an asshole and just... That's some bullshit. They're taking my black man. That's bullshit right there. Look at him run. God damn, he can run fast. Holy shit.
Good afternoon. My name is Nathan Hochman. I'm the Los Angeles County District Attorney. With me up here is Maria Ramirez. She's an Assistant District Attorney. Hennessy is the new deputy in charge of a brand new unit that we have called the Business Tax Fraud Unit, a unit that actually got set up last month, and this is their first case. And this first case involves tax charges, against one of California's biggest tax scofflaws, the professional comedian Carlos Mencia, who's 58 years old. Mr. Mencia has one of those distinctions that you actually don't want. He is on the California Franchise Tax Board's list of the 500 greatest tax delinquents in both personal and corporate income categories. Mr. Mencia has been charged with 12 felony counts, 6 relating to his personal taxes that the tax returns he failed to file, and 6 relating to his corporate tax returns that he failed to file. In total, the amount of corporate and income that he failed to report for over 6 years between 2019 and 2024, as alleged in the charges, is $8.7 million. That translates into over $300,000 of state tax. And that, by the way, we're not even dealing with whatever federal tax obligations he may have also not complied with. Mr. Mencia had the opportunity to be notified to pay these taxes before 2019, as the evidence we will produce at either a preliminary hearing or a trial will show. He had paid his taxes, so he actually knew he had a tax obligation to file a yearly return at both the personal and the corporate side. But Mr. Mencia decided that between 2019 and 2024, he would not pay those taxes. Did the California Franchise Tax Board do anything to notify Mr. Mencia of his tax obligations? They did. as the evidence will show at both a preliminary hearing and a trial if it goes to trial. The California Franchise Tax Board sent Mr. Mencia 78 notices that he had failed to file returns and he should file those returns. Yet he was 0 for 78 in responding to any of those notices and filing the applicable returns. Now, Mr. Mencia was someone who wasn't always a tax scofflaw. How do I know that? Because he was filing his returns before 2019, and in 2007, he actually had a comedy show. And in the comedy show, he said, "It's tax day. Maybe I'm different, but I believe taxes are a good thing."
But according to a massive new federal indictment, he allegedly tried to apply that same business strategy to the IRS, and the government just hit back with an absolute show of force. We are looking directly at a freshly filed multi-million-dollar financial demolition. Carlos Mencia has officially been charged in a massive $8.7 million tax evasion scheme, pleading not guilty to severe felony charges while his defense team completely melts down over what they call an absurd show of force by the Los Angeles District Attorney. Now, standard industry wisdom tells you that celebrity tax cases are just boring accounting discrepancies. The media wants you to believe it's always just an administrative mix-up where a high-earning creator forgot to log a couple of corporate performance checks or missed a standard filing deadline. But they didn't count on the cold, hard mechanics of forensic asset tracking. This isn't a simple mathematical typo. This is an unmitigated disaster following a multi-year structural evasion strategy that the DEA spent months collecting telemetry on. Mencia's legal team is out here blasting the prosecution, claiming the arrest was a theatrical stunt. But the raw numbers tell a completely different story. If you thought his comedy controversies were dramatic, wait until you see how the state handles an $8.7 million hole in their pocket. This is the ultimate financial reality check. We are skipping the media fluff and dropping straight into heavy technical architecture of this case. Mencia's $8.7 million felony tax evasion indictment. Here's how the financial mechanics play out when the government builds an airtight tax case against a high net worth entity. When the state brings an asset evasion charge of this scale, they aren't guessing. They deploy comprehensive forensic accounting to match their public revenue generation against documented institutional banking deposits over a multi-year period. The indictment alleges that a systematic underreporting of income, masking massive distribution revenue, live performance gates, and corporate entertainment for entities. The DA didn't just send a polite notice to the mail, they executed a full-scale legal maneuver that Mencia's defense lawyers called a total theatrical display designed for the cameras. The prosecution's play here is to establish intent, the high-level financial forensics. The government has to prove that the underreporting wasn't an accident by an external bookkeeping firm, but an intentional, structural attempt to keep millions of dollars completely off the grid. While Mencia's legal team is frantically screaming at the state's aggressive approach is nothing but an absurd publicity stunt, the courts only look at one thing: the reconciliation of the data. The position here is entirely transparent. The state wants their percentage, and they do not care about a celebrity status. They are treating this case as a massive deterrent for high-profile independent earners who think they can leverage complex corporate shells to obfuscate their true gross income. You don't get to bypass the federal revenue system just because you had a hit cable TV show 20 years ago. The state is literally actively making an example of this data and showing that when the revenue discrepancy hits a multi-million-dollar mark, the institutional hammer drops instantly. Next, we really have to unpack the strategic defense counterplay, which focuses entirely on the prosecution's operational methods rather than the core of financial metrics. When a defendant is facing undeniable structural data regarding their bank accounts, a primary legal defense strategy often transitions away from the numbers and pivots towards attacking the process. Mencia's defense team immediately went into the press just to blast the Los Angeles DA, calling the entire arrest and felony filling an absurd show of force, designed to generate headlines rather than execute justice. Think about the psychology of the defense play. By framing the prosecution as overzealous, headline-hunting bureaucrats, the defense attempts to shift public and judicial perception away from the alleged $8.7 million missing from the tax pool. They want the narrative to be about an aggressive government overreaching its boundaries against a public figure, instead of focusing on the cold reality of a multi-year corporate asset concealment. In the world of forensic auditing, this is what we call a narrative shell game. While the defense lawyers slam the DA's tactics in the press, the federal and state investigators are quietly sitting on years of subpoenaed bank statements, business tax filings, and third-party merchant records. Mencia's plea of not guilty sets up a massive legal standoff, but no amount of press conference anger can erase the paper trail once the data is perfectly mapped out by the state. This is the ultimate example of why understanding institutional corporate movements is critical. When an entity relies on the public noise to fight structural data, it's a clear signal of catastrophic distress. Mencia's team is fighting a massive uphill battle because the court doesn't rule based on how polite the DA was during the arrest. It rules based on the audited ledger. Now look, you could spend the next 6 months of your life manually tracking these complex celebrity court dockets, refreshing fragmented public news streams, reading dense, biased legal press releases, and trying to decipher complex corporate tax law on your own. You could try to manually guess which massive corporate entity or public figure is facing hidden financial distress before it turns into a massive public scandal. Or you can utilize the ultimate operational shortcut. Head over to VORTXmarket.com right now and stream the exact live terminal updates instantly. VORTXmarket.com is the premium business data platform engineered specifically to let you bypass the guesswork entirely. It acts as your private intelligence terminal to track major institutional shifts, lay out corporate distress signals, and monitor massive financial filings long before they ever get blown up by mainstream media networks. If you want to build modern infrastructure or run your ventures with elite tactical efficiency, you cannot afford to wait for old news reports. Stop playing catch up with the crowd. Go to VORTXmarket.com, get the raw data layout instantly, and stay ahead of the curve. Now that we've secured the infrastructure layout, let's look at the final catastrophic trap in this case: the mechanics of the forensic asset audit. This is where the state converts a standard investigation into an absolute lockdown of an individual's liquid net worth. When a high-earning creator routes their income through multiple production companies, LLCs, and out-of-state entertainment entities, they think they're creating a shield. But to modern forensic auditors, it's just a roadmap. In the case involving $8.7 million, investigators deploy specialized data matching systems to trace every single dollar from the initial ticket sale or syndication contract all the way to the final personal account. So here's the thing. The moment the DA files a felony charge of this magnitude, they typically freeze corporate asset flows or place heavy liens on existing real estate and business holdings to prevent capital flight. Mencia's legal team can call it an absurd show of force all day long, but this is a standard institutional procedure designed to lock down assets while the state prepares to dismantle the corporate entity in court. Mencia is currently trapped in a classic legal pincer movement. On one side, he faces public trial, where prosecutors will showcase his personal lifestyle expenditures against his reported corporate returns. On the other side, the financial strain of fighting a multi-million-dollar felony tax case in Los Angeles will rapidly deplete every cash reserves he's accused of hiding. They are stripping away the corporate protection layers one by one. This lawsuit shows that no matter how complex you think your business structure is, if your internal data tracking isn't ironclad, the system will eventually find the mismatch and exploit it to the absolute maximum. At the end of the day, Carlos Mencia's $8.7 million tax battle proves that when institutional systems look for a mismatch in revenue, they don't care about your past fame, your public standing, or your defense team's media campaigns. The state built a concrete data trail, and they are leveraging a massive show of force to reclaim what they claim is theirs. The modern business environment moves incredibly fast, and the creators and builders who survive are the ones who can see these corporate distress signals and structural risks long before they turn into public felony indictments. Make sure to head over to VORTXmarket.com right now to unlock real-time financial intelligence and monitor major corporate movements before the headlines break. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment on whether you think Mencia's legal team can actually beat an audited paper trail, and I'll see you high-level builders in the next video. Stay secure and keep your data clean. Peace.